What's up, rock stars? Boom! Hey! Hope everybody's doing well. I hope this video finds you well. We're still waiting for Insta to come up to speed here. I'm going to change a little setting over here. I love technical difficulties. It seems to happen every week. But you know what? We'll get through it. So there we go. Let's try this again. We'll notify. Okay, it looks like I'm live now. Looks good. Let's see. Can I see me? Can I see me? What if I X out? There we go. I think I'm good to go. Man, if only I knew somebody in IT. So I hope this video finds you well. I hope you guys are doing great in our quarantine, or as I'm calling it, our I'm looking at my other screen over here. I'm trying to get something up. It's not what I wanted. Is that what I wanted? No. That's what I wanted on the other screen. So I got a few notes. Just want to make sure I touch on a few key points with you guys today. So, y'all scared? You a little nervous out there? You little afraid? Give me a shout out. I know everybody, seems like almost everybody I talk to on Zoom calls, face-to-face, not face-to-face meetings. We can't do that. Face-to-face on Zoom. Phone calls that I'm having, a lot of people are expressing to me and sharing with me that they are scared out there. They're fearful. I shared, if you checked out a live a couple weeks ago, I was talking about that I'm, even before all this started, going into this Lenten season, like February, I was both scared and I had some fear, and I also had a lot of excitement. I was super pumped up. So still feeling that way. No, I don't want to do my updates from my Microsoft. So still feeling that way. Still feeling kind of ebbs and flows a little bit, but still the excitement and the I think there's a tremendous opportunity for all of us with everything that's going on. It's all a matter of mindset, what you're focused on, what you want to focus on, what you want to pay attention to. But fear can be good. Fear is a good thing. If you want to Google it, go ahead. But we are born, humans only have two innate fears. We only have two. For my folks over on Instagram, two. We only have two innate fears. Everything else is in our head. The two fears, one is a fear of falling, which kind of makes sense because we can get jacked up from when we fall. So it's an innate thing of, probably the whole thing of like getting up, being able to walk up on 2 feet, that whole thing. Probably, I don't know the exact reason why, but it is scientific. Studies have shown that fear of falling is innate. And also fear of loud noises, which I looked this up earlier today. You can Google it, double check me. There's a whole bunch of research out there on what our fears are, talking about fears, but really there's only two fears that are innate. Everything else is learned. And so if you're fearful now, unless you're up high on something and you're going to potential risk of falling is high, you shouldn't be fearful. Or if there's loud noise, loud bang, which is, usually that's a sign that something's going down and we need to get out of there. So it's their survival. That's it. Everything else is learned. It's not innate. It's something that we've picked up along the way. We've seen something. We've, in our heads, have convinced ourselves that we should be scared. But there's no real, true reason other than what's going on in our brains of why we have the fear. So, but fear can be good. And even the fears in our head can be good. And I say that because it, again, back to the perspective thing, back to how we kind of view things. And a lot of folks don't know you don't know what's happening. So when you don't know what's happening, when you don't have control, you can be fearful. And to me, what I've done is any of the fears that I have, the fear that I've been experiencing, I turn it into a positive. I look for, okay, what am I fearful of? Well, because I don't have control. Okay, what can I control? Well, one of the things that I've done is I've gone back to the basics in running my business, doing things in my business, reaching out to folks, having a lot of conversations, building relationships, continuing to reach out to start new relationships, reinforcing the relationships I already have, just doing the basics of the day-to-day things in running my businesses. Recording podcasts. I have a podcast that I do. It's cybersecurity focused. So I'm doing things that are productive, that are actually going to serve me later, that are going to be beneficial to me later. And you business owners out there that are trying to figure out, your entrepreneurs, folks that have a small business, the things that you're fearful of is you don't know whether or not your business is going to be able to survive this. Well, if you focus on the right things, your business will survive this. There are a few that won't, but I think the ones that don't survive, this is my opinion, there's no empirical evidence to support this, but the businesses that don't survive are the ones that are sitting back waiting. They're getting consumed by that fear. Use that fear as your energy. And that's actually it's interesting because it's not intentional, it hasn't been intentional, it hasn't been by design, but through my coaching programs and through the folks that have come on board and my current clients, one of the sort of unplanned outcomes is that their fear goes down because they have more control. And by working through with a coach and having somebody that has an objective view and can help give you information that they're not emotionally tied to your business like you are. They can give you information. Coaches provide that objective view. If you checked out my live a few weeks ago when I talked about why you should hire a coach, the benefits of hiring a coach, one of the key deliverables or one of the key benefits of hiring a coach is you have somebody that doesn't have an emotional commitment to your business. They're simply objective. And so having a coach to walk you through those times where you're fearful and you don't know what to do, you don't know the outcome of our economy, you don't know the outcome of really our society. How are we going to be able to interact with one another? Well, it doesn't matter what industry you're in. If you go back and focus and figure out objectively, remove the emotion. Removing the emotion also reduces the fear. But when you remove that emotion, you then have the opportunity to be able to look objectively, have somebody that you can lock arms with that can show you how you will get through and some great ideas on moving forward and being able to really come out of this way ahead of where your competition is to where your peers are. You can come out way, way ahead. That's my goal. I'm already set up to do that on all of my businesses. And so let's see. Anthony, what's up, my man? Hola, ¿cómo está? Amigo. That Duolingo is starting to pay off a little bit. So that's actually something I'm working on too. I'm learning Spanish through Duolingo. So I can have a bilingual conversation with my man Anthony. So let's see. Coaches in life are like preservation. Yeah, preservers on a boat. They give you that sense of security, and they truly do provide security. So I'm going to get a drink here. So they really do. Yeah, Anthony, that's a great point. Thank you for sharing that, my man. So it's one of the outcomes is that, like I said, it's not intentional, it's not by design, but when you have that security, you're able to focus and you're able to, when you have a tour guide and the coaching program that really is the base, the intro coaching program that I have. It's one-on-one coaching, and it is set up so that I'm your guide through that. So you may have a fear around hiring somebody that's a coach and being able to make that commitment. And you're like, you don't know where your finances are. Everything's up in the air. People are waiting for their stimulus checks. They're waiting for the SBA grants and loans to come through. You're waiting for your PPP funding to come through. You don't know what's going to be happening. So you're fearful of, okay, I can't afford a coach. I would love to have a coach, but I can't afford a coach. You can afford a coach. You certainly can afford a coach. One of the things that I'm doing now, because one of my fears, and this is totally legitimate, because I truly see this, not that I have a crystal ball. Sometimes I feel like I do, or at least I think I do. I'm looking into this. And What I'm fearful of, one of the things happening is that when we start moving back into, and what we're being told from the news, and I don't watch the news, it's just some information gets through on some of my emails and some of the websites that I check out. But some of what I'm seeing is that there's going to be kind of a rolling getting back to running our lives the way that our new normal will be, the way that the things are going to change into. Remember, from my other lives, if you follow me and just checked out my other lives, I'm not saying we're getting back to, you can call it a new normal. We're not going to get back to what our previous normal was. That's impossible. Too many things have changed that would allow that to happen. Of course, I never want to go back. I always want to go forward anyway. But when this changes, and there's going to be a rolling change as we get into our really what our lives are going to be like going forward for the however next number of years. But whenever that opens back up, my fear is that all of a sudden people are going to be like, dude, I need your services. I want to hook up. I want to hire you as a coach. I need you right now. I've got some income coming in. My business is starting to take me over. I have, my fear is now I'm being squashed by my business. It's just like it was before, but it's even worse because everything's letting loose and everything's going crazy. If you're waiting for a stimulus check, it's my man, Anthony. So if you're waiting for a stimulus check, that should tell you that you have no plan B. Thank you, Anthony. Got some props and getting some promotion from my boy Anthony. So thank you very much. I love that. So my fear is that all of a sudden I'm going to be getting inundated with people that are going to want to, all of a sudden they want to get into action. It's, yeah, okay, now I've got some money coming in. I need to hire a coach. I want to hire Steve. When you get to that point, if we haven't already made some arrangements, and I'm going to talk about that in a second on how you can do that beforehand, I'm not going to have space. Any spot that I have open is going to be taken. I do have spots open now, and it worked out strategically from the standpoint of this happened shortly after the shutdown happened, shortly after I launched my coaching program. So I just happened to have some open spots. But I want to reach out to you and tell you that I've set it up so that you can lock in a spot now. You're going to have to put some money down. We can talk about that. It depends on how much you're going to need to put down. Will depend on what program you want to get into. I have 3 programs, but the intro program, you're going to have to put some money down to lock up that spot. And then we will go as soon as this thing starts opening back up again, and this change starts to happen that's favorable to all of us. When this starts happening, you'll have a spot and we can hit the ground running, and we can hit the ground moving forward, and you will have a dedicated time slot with me in my coaching program and helping you be able to move forward. Now, if you're in a position where you want to jump in and start working now, because there's kind of that light is getting a little bit brighter at the end of this pandemic tunnel, or as I'm calling it, our house arrest tunnel. The light's kind of getting a little bit brighter now. At least it seems like it is. So you might be starting to think about, okay, what am I going to do when I'm going to be able to go out and start actually having more money coming into my business? I'm going to be able to start moving forward and really catapult into taking advantage of this pandemic situation. This is an opportunity. This is truly, truly an opportunity for you to catapult your business to where you always wanted it to be. You can reduce the amount of time that it was going to take you to be successful because of this pandemic. You have the time to do that now. Locking arms with a coach that has a well-designed and guaranteed successful program when you follow the steps. My coaching programs are based on the 5 things necessary to be a successful entrepreneur. Those 5 things are: know your brand, know your audience, monetization. That's step 1, or the first one, and then monetization. That will come naturally. And then also the tools. Right now is a great time to tweak your tools. What are the tools that you need? What tools are you going to need? What tools do you have now that you can get rid of? What other tools do you need to, if you think of it from like a mechanic standpoint, what tools do you need to kind of polish off and get ready, because you're going to start using them a lot more? Yes, exactly. Anthony says, don't let money be an objective. No, don't focus on the money. Focus on what your crazy skill that you have that people need you to share with them. Focus on that. Exactly. Awesome. Man, I love it. Anthony's involved. That's sweet. So, so the tools and then your processes. What processes did you have before that really weren't working well? So through the coaching program, we'll look at your processes. We'll define your processes. So processes are the key thing. So on the one-on-one, on the my entry level, I call it my entry level, the beginner, starting off, the one-on-one is set up. We meet every week for 20 minutes and I'm your guide. So there's going to be a lot of work on your end of it. That's why getting involved now, getting in now, and beginning to work through this now is ideal because everybody seems to have a ton of time on their hands. So I want to adjust this camera a little bit. So you have a ton of time on your hands. Now is a great time to be able to do that. So the other is get those processes, get them working, because when this change happens and it's going to be a rolling change, you're going to want to make sure you're ready to go, boom, out the gate. I am. I've already laid the groundwork. That's why I'm excited, because this is a huge opportunity. Again, perspective, point of view, mindset. This is an opportunity. I'm going to be able to accomplish this year in 2020 what I really had in my mind of things that I was going to that I had slated to do through 2021, because of this pandemic is giving me that opportunity to 10x my business, 10x my interactions, 10x everything, income as well. We'll be able to 10x that as well, much further, much bigger than what I had planned to do for 2020. I'm going to be well on my business plan, well into my 2021 business plan, because of this pandemic, because I'm taking this as an opportunity. I'm taking advantage of it. You can as well. I don't care what industry you're in. You can. People are like, well, I'm a real estate agent. I can't go show houses. There are things you can be doing that when you are able to start showing houses in in Pennsylvania, you cannot, they've locked down, the governor has locked down real estate agents. They can't show houses. Nothing is happening in real estate. One of the greatest freaking interest rates that have known to anybody that's alive now. And real estate is absolutely locked down in the state of Pennsylvania. So you folks in Pennsylvania, you real estate agents, you can be doing things now so that when you are able to go out and start showing houses, start working with sellers and buyers, when you're able to start doing those face-to-face interactions, you can hit it, boom. It'll be an explosion. Be like on a rocket ship. Strap yourself in, cinch the belts down, baby. You're getting ready to go. That is possible. That is totally, totally possible. But you have to be ready for it and you have to plan for it. So my one-on-one coaching, 20 minutes every week, 6 weeks. I'm your tour guide. We go through the 5 things to finish out the 5 things, because I want the first 3. Number 1 has 3 parts: your brand, your audience, and your monetization. How am I going to get paid? How is my brand and audience? How's my audience going to pay me? You have to identify those. Number 2 is your tools. What tools do I have? What tools do I need? What tools do I need to get rid of? Which ones do I need to polish up and get ready and tweak them so that they're ready to go whenever this change starts rolling out? Number 3 are, what are the processes that I have? How can I be better at serving my client? This could potentially be like a grand opening, bum rush of people coming at you. How are you going to be able to handle that bum rush? How are you going to be able to handle all that volume? Very, very well could happen to most industries. Then your networking and your marketing. Are you going to be able to market? You're going to have to tweak some things. Business won't necessarily be the same as it was prior to this happening. So we go through networking and marketing. What are the best ways and the most resourceful way and strategic way? Again, my girl, Marta Greca, I'm a client of hers, and I've really adopted a lot of the minimalist mindset and approach to running businesses from her. She's helped coach me through a lot of that. So props to her. A little shout out, little cross promo for my girl Marta and Media, the creative agency. So that particular, doing it from a minimalist standpoint, what's going to get your most bang for the buck on your marketing and your networking? What's really going to serve you? Where are your key clients? And then other income streams. you will have the opportunity. Trust me, I believe this so strongly that every single entrepreneur, small business, I don't care what industry you're in, I don't care what you do, you are going to have the opportunity by the end of 2020. You set this up right, you get the right coaching, you get the right tour guide to be able to set you up, that other income streams will just start popping up. It'll be like the flowers popping up in springtime, coming up through the ground. You will have that opportunity. Let me scroll down. What's up, Rob? My boy Rob's on. So there's a tremendous opportunity for you here, but you have to take advantage of it, and you have to make the commitment. 6 weeks, 20 minutes a week. We set up a time that works best for you, and I am your tour guide through that. Now, I have 2 other programs that right now you can lock a spot into any one of those right now. So reach out to me, shoot me a message, leave a comment. Whether it's, if you're on the replay, leave it there as well. Reach out to me if you want to schedule a 20-minute, in the 20 minutes. So I should probably have stated that earlier. 20 minutes. We schedule a 20-minute strategy call to find out if we're going to work well together. Because if we don't work well together, I'm not going to take your money, because I'm going to be wasting our time. And I'm not in this to take the money. I'm in this to be able to help as many people as possible. And if not everybody works well with me, I don't work well with everybody else. As much as I like to believe I do, I know I don't. And I know the people that work well with me. I know the personalities. I know the types of businesses that I excel in helping coach with. And we have that 20-minute call. After that 20-minute call, then we set up, okay, what day of the week, what time, 20 minutes on the initial intro coaching program, 6 weeks, 20 minutes, one time a week. We set up that, and then we just move forward. And we start working through that. I'm your tour guide, working through the 5 things necessary to be a successful entrepreneur. Now, the next one, the other program, and I'll touch on these other ones just briefly, and I'll talk more about those in coming weeks, but the mastermind. I've created the mastermind program because I feel that there are going to be people that will go through that 6 weeks, and they're going to want a little bit more. They're going to want to be able to work in a collaborative environment with multiple people, with other people that similar mindsets that will work well together. There will be synergies. So that's the mastermind program. It's 3 to 5 people in that program, in each group, that will continue to work through and build upon the 5 things necessary to be a successful entrepreneur. Trust me, I know you cannot accomplish everything that you need to in 6 weeks. That's why it's the intro level. And then the VIP is you get me locked arms. We're working 45 minutes every week, and it's a year long. So it's a month to month. You pay month to month, but you're committing for an entire year. We lock arms, and we absolutely get hyper focused on these 5 things, and I guarantee you will be successful. These 5 things work. Not only because I've been able to have them work for me, I've helped other business owners, whether it's an entrepreneur, whether it's somebody that has a side hustle, or somebody that has a company that's been in business that's, my one client is well into the 6 figures, and he jumped on board because his business was running him over like a freight train. And he's like, I either got to sell it or I got to figure out how to control this. And he's made tremendous growth in getting control over his company and his mindset. And, just to share with you guys, and I posted this on Facebook a few weeks ago, it was my coaching client quotes, which I need to start doing again. But my coaching client quotes were around, thank you, Anthony. He says, I'm a big teddy bear. I don't know about that. But he said that he's actually able to sleep better. For the first time since he's started his company, he's actually able to get a good night's sleep, because his mindset's changed and he feels like he's had control of his company. That's one of the outcomes that happens. It's not intentional. It's not by design. I know it's things like that will happen because you are in control. And so if you're feeling out of control, and when this thing opens back up, it's going to be, for some of you, that freight train's going to be a whole lot bigger and a whole lot heavier when it hits you. And it's going to feel like it backs up and running over you again. Your business shouldn't make you feel that way. It should be joyful. It should be exciting. You should have energy and smile when you talk about your business, not like, oh my God, I got to do it again. So the VIP is we lock arms for an entire year. commit for an entire year, and we go through the 5 things intimately, hyper focused, and you will 10x your business from the standpoint of 10x your income and 10x your time freedom. Because we all want time freedom, we all want financial freedom. These 5 things, you do these 5 things, led by a coach that knows how they work, knows how to make it happen, this guy, and will be able to, you will have reach those goals that you're looking to have. So right now, if you want to get into and lock up a spot right now with my intro level coaching program, 6 weeks program, $100 right now, lock it in. Schedule a call. Let's see if we'll work well together. That's your first step. Schedule the call. We'll talk about all the details from how to pay payments, what's the total cost, what exactly you want to do. We talk about if there's, we may end up through the strategy call, you thinking, okay, I want to get in on the, the one-on-one intro level. Through our conversation, you may find that, you know what, I want to make the investment, I want to take the time, and I want to go for the VIP. So that's why I scheduled that 20 minutes. So we schedule that 20 minutes, lock in a spot, because they're gonna, when this thing starts to open back up again, and we start having that change that we're all waiting for, when that happens, my spots are going to fill up. The ones I have remaining are going to fill up quick, and I only have so many available because there's only so much time in the day. And in order for me to give the most to you, for you to be successful, I can't overbook it. And so I've set this up. I know exactly how many people I need within it that I can work with in each program. And within the mastermind, I know how many groups that I can successfully be able to contribute to and be able to run and help be successful. I know all the numbers. I know exactly what it needs. And I don't want you to miss out. If we are a really good fit, and this is something that will really, my programs will really help you get you what you need from a financial standpoint and a time freedom. Most importantly, a time freedom. A lot of folks that have small businesses are running into issues where they have the income, they've got the revenue, they don't have the time, and they so desperately want the time freedom. That's it. The one client that I have that said that he's either going to sell his business or he's going to figure it out. His biggest thing was a time commitment and just being able to figure that out. So there's each one of those steps. I have designed programs around each one of those on how to go through them. There's processes, there's projects associated with each one of those, and working through those. And so this isn't a wing it. I've got it all designed out, all laid out, and we will work through those. And depending on what your commitment level, what you're ready to do, what you're ready to step into, let's have that 20-minute conversation. Leave me a comment here, direct message me, Instagram. Reach out to me on a direct message there as well. If you're checking this out on Instagram, hit me up there. I will shoot you a link to my calendar. We'll schedule a 20-minute strategy call. We'll have that conversation. If it's a good fit, let's figure out which program is going to work best for you so that you can achieve the success that you want. Right now is the time you want to commit it. And if you can't commit the full price of the program right now, but you want to lock in a spot, $100 will lock in that spot for you. I tossed around the idea of making a little bit more than that, but I want to give people the opportunity to, and that $100 will be applied to the full price of the pack of the first month that you jump on board. Or if it's the intro one, the 6 weeks, it'll be applied to that total cost. So it's not in addition to that. So, but that will hold you a spot. And just a quick kind of get the VIP. Thank you, Anthony. Man, getting a lot of props from him. So, and I didn't set him up for that. Just so everybody knows, I did not set up my boy Anthony. He just happened to show up, and he's a really we connected at an event several years ago and just really hit it off well. So I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, and I appreciate the support. So I was tossing around the idea of making that amount for you to be able to lock in that a little bit higher. I was tossing around maybe $500, but I know money's really crazy right now, and everybody's hyper focused on how much money they have, what's going on. And I want to give you the opportunity, if you are committed to going through this program, and want to 10x your business, you want to really hammer and take advantage of this opportunity that is here, lock in a spot. $100, we'll lock in that spot. We'll set it up. Whatever program you think is going to work best for you. Like I said, the mastermind probably isn't really good for a lot of folks right now because there just aren't enough people in the intro program that would feed into that. So that's kind of a second level package, but definitely the intro level or the VIP. And the VIP I call execution because we are executing. You will do things and you will have success with that. So, wow, 30 minutes according to the clock. I did not plan on going that long. So, guys, I hope you got some value from this. Definitely reach out to me. Lock in that spot because I'm telling you, I want to help as many people as possible. I want you to get the advantage that's available, the opportunity that's available through this pandemic situation. There are opportunities. I don't care what industry you're in. I don't care what you do. Even if it's a side hustle, there are opportunities for you to do that. Entrepreneurship is going to skyrocket in the next 12 to 18 months. Where you are and how you take advantage of that, even if it's just a side hustle as an entrepreneur from that standpoint. You might have a fantastic job that you love. You might be an engineer, but there might be something that you do on the side. It might be woodworking. It might be, I don't know, doing people's taxes. You might have a side hustle that satisfies that passion that you have, that interest that you have in like a hobby. If you have a hobby you get paid for, the programs are designed to work for anybody from the standpoint of working a side hustle all the way through having a multi-million-dollar business with employees. It's set up really for anybody to be able to do that because these 5 things are critical for you to be successful to achieve the financial freedom and the time freedom that every entrepreneur is looking for. I guarantee you will be successful. You follow through these. I've lived it. I've coached other folks on it that have been crazy successful with it. So I highly encourage you, lock up the spots because as we start rolling this out, like I said numerous times, they're going to fill up and I don't want you to miss out. So shoot me a message. Let's schedule that call, 20 minutes, whatever's available for you. We sit down, we go through it. I won't take any longer than, it might go 30 minutes because like this, I have a tendency to talk a little bit, but no longer than 30 minutes and we'll get that hashed out. And if it's something that you're interested in doing, let's lock up that spot. You, like I said, you can grab it. And I know there's some people are going to be like, dude, you shouldn't, that's too low. That's too low. But I'm telling you, I know I'm hearing so much and I really want to give you that opportunity. $100 locks in your spot. That $100 is applied to your first month's coaching or the 6-week program. It is applied to that amount. And full disclosure, I cannot, if I'm going to hold that spot for you, I cannot refund that money. I'm not going to be able to do that because if you hold that spot for $100 and then you bail on me, I've lost out on that opportunity to give that spot to somebody else. And so I cannot refund that money to you. I know that's kind of the sucky disclosure, but if I'm going to hold that spot for you, and it's only fair, if I'm going to hold that spot for you, I cannot refund that money. So you have to be committed, I'm going to hold it for you. I will hold it for you, and we will we will do this program, and you will catapult your business. But reach out to me. Let's get that call scheduled. Let's get it scheduled. What are you waiting for? This is going to start opening up, and you're going to want to start working. And I really don't want to have to tell you, sorry, I'm filled up right now. I can't take you right now. And I don't want you to miss out on that opportunity. So guys, have a fantastic rest of your weekend. It is Friday, 2:00. Check me out again next week. Every Friday, 2:00 Eastern time. I'm here on Facebook and on Instagram. And ultimately, this will get loaded up to my YouTube channel, which I'll start sharing that with you once we get that up and really going. But you'll be able to check these out, past videos. But guys, please get that scheduled. I really, really want to help you. This is I'm fearful. Again, part of my fear resides in not being able to help people that truly need my help and it would work really well with me when the opportunity comes up because I just won't have the time. Fear can be good. Only 2 fears that are innate: fear of falling and the fear of loud noises. And my rock star boom sometimes is a loud noise for y'all. So guys, have a fantastic weekend. And as always, I pray for you and your families, particularly right now. Be safe, be healthy. And remember, create a legacy. And bye.